I could see that, and I'm not gonna fight that. I think that's one I'll throw out tomorrow. But
Yeah, like I could see
I
this. That was
I've
another.
been enjoying having to sweat this hard just to stay alive because against your armies, I was like, okay, I think I can do this. This is going to be rough. They're big lizards, and then Fairlight rolls up in an army, and it's like, well, shit.
Yeah, that was something we talked about yesterday. Is he's like, all right, if you feel that you're forced to fight him, I think I can get a boat of guys up there like 3 turns later. And I was like, all right, well, let's try it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and it went from now I just have to fight some big ass lizards that are really tanky compared to what my guys can do, and now they have cannons and grenade launchers.
Yeah, dude, there's been so many moments that it's been like a rude awakening. At one point, Fairlight, I realized he's playing a different faction. At one point, he told me he had 15 heroes. I was like, dude, I got 2. I can't afford another hero building.
Yeah,
That's very much like he was saying. That Lord specifically is playing a different game. That dude's here to play D&D.
I will say it was like one thought that entered my head because you know how like most of the heroes for the lizards they get like a dinosaur mount eventually.
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
was in my mind every time I got one of those, I'm like, he can't take that one. Like, because
Yeah.
I've been afraid. Well, one, I've been broke, but I've been afraid to recruit like the best stuff I possibly could because I was just like, oh, he's just gonna take it.
So one thing that I don't know because I think Bomb just was trying to give you some tips and stuff early. One thing that I have done as Mazda Mundi in particular that makes that start way more successful. Your second lord that you recruit, so you get Mazda to start, go with a skink chief afterwards because you can sustain an entire army of skinks for like less than 3k as a 20 stack. And with the skink lord in particular, they actually start to get pretty scary buffs.
Yeah, I haven't tried
And
that. I
it,
typically, and maybe this is a mistake, you know, I'm new. Typically, I'm just like, oh man, the skinks are so frail. I try to like, grow out of them as soon as I can to at least the Sauruses.
so yeah, so like we actually or I don't know. I had considered kind of what lords I might get thrown on and I tried to work out starts for all of them. And I actually worked out a Mazda Mundi start that by about turn 10 I had secured or 10 or 12 I had secured like all 4 provinces that are there. And the thing is you can get an entire skink stack up and going by about like turn 5 and it can go take out all of Skeggy for you.
Yeah, I would have to check the VOD to see what turn I got Skeggy on. I'm not sure when I did. I
It,
know
it
I
can
know at
do
the
that.
beginning I was surprised to see I had 2 enemies at the beginning, which I don't think I'd ever seen before, but I went like left first and fought like a Slaanesh,
Yeah,
which was how
and
I got
then
the
yeah,
anti-Slaanesh trait, and then I
and
went
then you get
right
that
after and
city,
went
and
to
then you go
Skeggy.
down. Yeah, that yeah. I figured it out, and I had when I did it, I had the Skink Army go right and Mazda Mundi go south, and that way I was conquering in 2 places at once. Some of what I think you'll see is, especially with the PvP campaigns, it is kind of who can snowball, who can get a fast start enough first.
Which is probably not the best place to play something for the first time.
That's
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
why it's rough. Like
I'm
that's what.
definitely in the same boat as you with that. Like
Oh yeah,
mine hasn't been going as great.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's like this is my first time playing Slanesh past turn 15 or 20.
You're doing very
But
good at it.
I played that intro for probably 2.5, 3 hours on 2.5 hours probably on Wednesday, trying to hammer out how in the world do I get this faction off the ground? Because that Slanesh start is kind of miserable, like honestly. And if you just seduce the other people on the island, you don't end up with enough money to really conquer. And so it's one of those that in these sorts of things, practicing the first 10 or 15 turns is enough to actually set you up for the entire campaign. But yeah, no, I've been really enjoying this. I'm kind of glad you decided to go for the attack and push me to see if I can scrape by to survive.
No, it's like I said. I mean, it's a PvP game. I'd rather go out in PvP rather than bleed out and slowly delete troops until I have nothing left.
Yeah,
So I was like,
yeah,
oh
no,
yeah, I'll just go fight and see what happens.
yeah, and I don't think I expressed it well, but I was actually going to give you like the 2v2 at Lothern.
Gotcha.
I had a second army that I could bring in, and I was gonna say, bring your 2, I'll bring my 2, and we'll 2v2 it to go out in a blaze of glory if you want, because that would be kind of throwing either of our campaigns on it.
Yeah, I don't want to say what yet, but like I brought a few. I picked a few things on my lords and heroes and stuff. Just like this might help me with the Sword of Cain Slaanesh guy. You know, like a few things I
Yeah.
specifically picked in the hopes that it will help with you. I have no idea if it will or not,
Yeah.
but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean it'll be interesting to see what happens from here. Um yeah. I don't know what you would need to survive and not have to keep fighting it. Like part of me wants to let you just walk out so that we can fight in Bretonia in 15 turns or whatever.
The thing is like right now I have 5 armies at home and I'm negative 3k per turn right now.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
I walk out, it would take me how many turns to get my army out of there and across
So
the ocean to some other
you
place I can get
basically
money?
only have one of my armies there anymore. The little cult armies are all taking attrition, and I disbanded all but the one that's up by
That
that city
leaves
that
the
we just
Dark
fought.
Elves, that leaves the
Oh yeah.
Skaven, and that leaves the Undead Pirates. If
So
we're
if I
not
make peace
counting
with you,
you.
the Dark Elves turn around.
I thought the Dark Elves were not controlled by you.
They're my vassal. I don't have the full influence subjugation on them, but they are my vassal.
Okay.
Instead of sexy seducing them, I kicked their ass and said,
Yeah, and
"Bend
then
over, take
because
or
you didn't like sack or occupy settlements, you raised most of them. So it's like 3 something k gold for the lizards to rebuild a
yeah,
city. So I can afford to rebuild one city if I take myself down to 1 turn left in the game. Otherwise, I've got 3 turns left in the game, unless I find another way to get gold.
yeah." That was kind of like my last ditch effort. I was just like, I
It
was like,
worked. I felt like I was playing StarCraft 2 and Zerglings just backdoored me.
yeah.
Yeah, if he didn't do what he did, you guys definitely would have pushed through and gotten him out of the game.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
100.
I saying that he got me. I admit
I
that.
mean, I'm still amazed Fairlight went as far as he did. I don't know if y'all saw it. He literally spawned a new lord in every single city in Lustria so that I
Did
couldn't
you
clear
really?
Dude,
I did not
it
see
sucks
that.
over there because like he has a
He was like
quest where he has to
lords.
just he has a quest to kill my capital and he can't do it,
Yeah,
and so it's sending
we
dinosaur
knew
armies
about
at him
that.
constantly, and he's been
We
having to
we knew
split his
about
focus
that.
on that.
Yeah,
So
but
that's like on top of all the economy issues, he's having to devote money to dealing with that.
yeah, and more than just I raised some cities because none of his individual cities that I got a hold of were profitable. But the breaking the province bonuses really does hurt.
I'm gonna bounce here though. You guys,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
we
yeah.
don't continue playing, I do appreciate everybody going through this campaign. And Mukluk,
I think
you
we'll be able
have
to, but I
fantastic
think
mental. That's been great. So good
I've
luck.
been a streamer for a while, and that's like having a lot of children, so I'm used to it.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Well, you guys have
I've
a good
enjoyed
night.
playing with you,
So yeah,
dude. Like
Okay,
this
dude.
has been great. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna hop
yeah,
out too. Y'all have a good night.
all right,
yeah,
you as well.
I think we'll be able to find a common ground tomorrow and keep going with it. So,
All right, until then.
yep, see ya.
Okay. Dang, chat. Drama. Drama. Okay. So, summarize what happened. I wish I was still in the game and I could show the map. So, I mean, it was just a chain of unfortunate events. Like, can I get a picture of the map here? Okay. Yeah, I can. I still have the climate map open. All right. Hold on. Whee. Okay. So, this is the map of the game, right? Let's do this. Okay. So, I started here. Fairlight started here. And our Slaanesh opponent started here. Okay? To the north of me, it's frozen. I can't build there or I lose tons of money. Also, my troops are extremely slow. These are frozen mountains. Moving through them takes 3 times as long as moving through this green tropical area, okay? So I can't go down because Fairlight has all this. I can't go north because it's frozen mountains. So my only option was there is a thing I didn't know about over here on the left called a like sea path or something, and if you take that, you appear on the other side. Now, I didn't know about that for a long time, but even if I did that, I would not be able to get to Bretonia by turn 50. Now, the rules of this game that Fairlight made is on turn 50, we all meet in Bretonia, which I think is like here. and we duke it out here. And whoever has the most land here by turn 75 wins the game. That was his thing. Now, this dude here, his allies, I think his allies are like here and here or something. They're like really far away. So it's like he is alone against us. We have I don't even know where our ally is. It's like an ogre. I think he's like over here somewhere. So anyway, so it's like me, Fairlight, and this guy, right? I can't go north. I can't go south. I didn't know I could go around the world, but I don't really think it was an option anyway. So I'm like, I have to go east and farm this guy for money. And I'm like, so I'll hit this guy a bit, and then I'll go over here. Okay. So the first thing is I was essentially pushed into going this way, right? And Fairlight has a quest to kill my capital, which he can't because we're allies in this game. So because of that, there is non-stop dinosaurs attacking, like neutral dinosaurs that I don't control are hitting him non-stop from the north. All right? So we're fighting the Slaanesh guy. I feel forced into this. I'm fighting the Slaanesh guy, and then Fairlight also brings a boat of troops over, and he comes up, and he helps me fight him. Now, when we're fighting him, Fairlight made up a few rules. For example, he was like, if you're attacking a city, you have to announce that you're about to hit it so the defender can get ready, just because Fairlight's goal is to have big, impressive battles on the screen, not do cheesy crap to win. So there was a moment where I moved a troop, and I was like, hey, Fairlight, I'm going to go over here. And boom, Slaanesh jumped Fairlight's troops the second I stepped away from him. Like, I was playing turn-based game, and the other guy was, basically playing it like it was an RTS. He jumped on that opportunity. Now, he did not break a rule there. He didn't break one, but he caught us out. And then Fairlight's like, look, I don't want to fight you. I'm trying to leave, but it's pulling me into this battle, and I'm not supposed to be here. So let me leave. I'm going to save the game, but let me leave. And he goes, okay. But then he still tried to seduce one of Fairlight's units while Fairlight was retreating, and it broke the game. That's what crashed it. So he was following the rules of the game, but it was one of those, like, he wasn't following the spirit of the rules. So that is part of what got Fairlight in a bit of a bad mood. And then proceed from there. He does this cultist attack, and basically many temporary armies spawn here and hit me, here and hit me, here and hit Fairlight, and also a boat of his came over and hit me here. So I got hit, then Skaven from the mountains hit me, and then undead pirates from here hit me. So I got hit by like 6 different things all at once. And I'm like, okay, I have no money, and your troops cost money every turn. So I'm like, I have to keep getting money or I'm out of the game. So I was like, all right, I'm going to hit this, I'm going to hit this. And then, smartly, Slaanesh guy, he burned all of this. So there was nothing I could like emergency farm. So I was like, oh wow, that was smart, and I hate it. So my towns are dying. And he's like, well, what if I give you a truce and I pull my troops out? I'm like, it's too late. I can't rebuild that stuff and get it costs 3,000 to make a building that gives you 100 a turn. It's going to take a long time to pay for itself. And also, even if you pull your stuff out, I've still been riddled with holes, and there's Skaven, undead pirates, and dark elves here. So I couldn't do anything about that. And then there was the whole spirit of the rules thing. Like, in a previous game, apparently, Fairlight had trouble with someone sitting in ambush stance the whole time. So his troops were invisible on the map the whole time. It wasn't fun to play against. So Fairlight made a rule that he's like, okay, if you're moving, leave ambush stance. And then if you're holding still, you can re-enter ambush stance. So I had a troop that I was like, hey, Slaanesh, I moved and forgot to leave ambush stance. So I'm officially telling you of my mistake. I have a guy here in ambush stance. And he goes, okay. And he sent over one dude, triggered the ambush, which then popped up the thing, and then he used seduce and seduced one of my troops and made me kill one of my own troops. And then also at that same time he said, do you want to auto battle? And I said yes, and I clicked auto battle, and then I wasn't allowed to hit anything. And then he seduced one of Fairlight's cannons and deleted it. So again, Fairlight lost a cannon. Annoying a little bit, but he waited till maybe not intentionally, but I approve ending this on auto battle. Then he added another factor and then punched it in, and then we lost something. So again, it was he followed the rules that the game laid out, but the spirit of the rules, absolutely not. So basically, Mitch's actions were just really getting under Fairlight's skin, And also, Fairlight, I was at Mitch's stuff was not fun to fight against. You know, it wasn't like upfront one-on-one battles. It was cultists springing up and deleting your settlements when you leave, and your economy's in shambles. And then on top of that, our teammate, what was his name? Like, dude, I can't remember. Bog. Hold on a second. Who is it? Bomjas. Bomjas. He is like throwing gas on a fire. It felt like every time Fairlight was getting frustrated at something, Bomjas was just there with a can of gas, ready to make it worse. Like, he was just ready to say the worst possible thing that anyone has ever said in that situation. And I was like, oh my goodness. Holy crap. So that's why I kept going. I was like, guys, look, I accept the fact that I'm about to lose this game. That's fine. It's a game. You know, it's my first one in multiplayer. It doesn't hurt me. Like, it's a bummer. Yeah, but that's it. You know, I'm not mad. I'm not salty. Mitch, I hate you for beating me, but, you know, I respect your skill, because Mitch is currently beating me and Fairlight both, and we've never seen his teammates. But the problem is just some of the stuff he did was pretty scummy. Every single time even if we encounter one of his units, he uses the seduction thing to delete one of our things. So it's scary to buy any good units because he just keeps deleting them. And then Bomb just, you know, saying the worst thing socially possible every single time is just you know, frustrating things. So that's basically it. That's basically it. I don't know if they knew. Like, a lot of people say that this guy is a bad hero, and I gotta say, I don't feel like it's a bad hero, but I felt like I've been put in a bad situation. If it wasn't for the fact that Fairlight was this guy, I could have expanded south. And these guys thrive in what looks like the green area on this map. I would have been fine. The problem was this was all I had. I couldn't get to this, and this is frozen. I had to go somewhere else. So like, this was just awful. And I couldn't go anywhere. So I was like, I have to go fight for my life. And that's kind of where it was. But yeah, if they decide that they want to continue the game, I'm fine with that. But I don't know that I'm going to live much longer. But if they decide that they want to bail on it and start another one or something, I'm fine with that too. My wife always plays Lizardmen, and she always starts with South, yeah? Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to. So they've got this climate thing, and if you build in the frozen stuff, they just, it's like buildings are twice as expensive and take twice as long to build, and you get half income. It's atrocious. Like, and then also, you know, I had a lot of enemies up there too. You might have to disband some stuff to get cheaper armies somehow. I agree. That's the thing is, I've got 2 armies there, and I've got 1 army here at home who currently has 6 opponents. I can't disband that army because he's got 6 opponents. So what's the alternative? Disband one of my super good armies over here. I can? I might as well be out of the game if I have to do that, though. What should have happened is Fairlight go north and you go south. Although that could be possible, we would both spend multiple turns passing over each other's territory. So there would be many, like at the beginning of the game, there would be like, let's say 5+ turns where we're just walking through each other's territory and losing time, and the enemy would be farming up during that time. Like, it'd be better if we just had different heroes. Marcus also needs to kill lizards and stuff. Yeah, that was the other thing, is if Marcus doesn't kill me or my character, then lizards keep attacking, or dinosaurs keep attacking him the whole game. So yeah, I mean, it was a cool thing. I learned a lot, and it was really nice when playing this, being able to like ask them questions and stuff, like, oh hey, how does this work? Does Winds of Magic, is it shared across armies? Stuff like that. I've gotten a lot of questions answered that I couldn't ask anybody before now. But I totally get why Fairlight's frustrated. Like, basically, from the sounds of it, in every game he's tried to host, there's been someone who has done something super freaking annoying, so they ban it, and then someone else basically tries to do 99% of that thing without doing that thing. Just wanted to toss you a follow, not trying to stream snipe. Nah, you're good, Mitch. We had some people that tuned into the stream late, and all they heard was the drama, and I was trying to explain to them what happened and what led up to it. Yeah, hey, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. To be honest, it might be a legit rule added to not pick Nemesis factions to be on the same team. I didn't even, you know, I've never heard the term Nemesis faction, but that makes sense to me immediately. I totally understand what you're talking about. But yeah, right now, like, even if Mitch stops hitting me, I've got 1 army at home, 2 armies here. I've got Skaven hitting me, Undead Pirates hitting me. If he control, like, I lost 7 settlements, I think. So, and each one takes like 3,000 gold to build, and then it starts giving you like 200 a turn. So I'm going to be out of money in 3 turns if I don't make more. Alternatively, if I disband an army, I can't disband the one at home because it has so much here it needs to fight, and even then I'm going to lose stuff because I'm getting hit on multiple fronts. And if I disband one of the ones over here, I think I'll just die to Slaanesh immediately. I honestly think I'm out of this game. I'll keep playing it. I'm having fun. I'm learning, but I think I'm dead. I think I'm gone. Like, even if I wanted to try to, like, you know, take out Nakari, like, I don't know if Mitch saw it. He literally has 3 times my movement. It's insane. The hero that gives me increased mobility is tier 4. I'm still not tier 4 because of money. And, you know, also, the Slaanesh are just fast naturally, and they have the increased movement heroes right at the beginning. What faction is Mitch? Mitch was Slaanesh. He was the one over here that was 1v2ing me in Fairlight. You might need to raid stance his lands to reduce your upkeep for a turn. Can the lizards... hold on. This is a different hero, but this is lizards. I don't think I've ever used raid stance. I'd have to read on that. I will say he destroyed all his cities that are around me, so I'm not in his lands anymore. So we'll see if that's an option. I was slightly looking for 30 minutes. It's just the sound nukes of the LCS, like social minefield situation. I wouldn't want to be in that situation. Well, yeah, that's why I was really trying to stress to Mitch and them that I wasn't angry or anything. Like, if I lose, I lose. It's a game. You know, people lose. But, you know, they're trying to have a big 3v3 battle at the end. But at the same time, it kind of reminds me in StarCraft 1 when people would say no rush 20 minutes. You know, it's like they kind of don't want to fight up until that point, because if someone's out, then it's a 2v3 at the end, and then it's like, what's the point? Let me see. March, Ambush, Channeling, Astromancy. I don't think you can raid with lizards. I don't think lizardmen have raiding. Got March, Ambush, Channeling, and Astromancy. That's it. And in camp. Of course there's in camp. So yeah, I don't think the lizards can do raiding. I don't see it as an option. I could make a game with the frog real quick on turn 1 to see, but I'm pretty sure they've got the same stances. Let's see. Campaign, new, immortal. In the name of Magnus. Lizards, Mazdamundi, start campaign. Let's see. Mukluk, what's after this you finish Elden Ring? I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they cannot raid. Alright, for the sake of the YouTube... Oh god, the last 2 episodes of the YouTube video is just going to be us talking about stuff. But yeah, for the sake of the YouTube video, I will end the, you know, the gameplay for tonight there. But yeah, not mad, anything like that. I got my butt kicked. It's unfortunate. It sucks. There was a lot of factors involved, but I think I covered all of them.